Hey guys, welcome to Let's Play Chrono Trigger. Last time we saw the reunion ending, which is gained before resurrecting Chrono, but of course after he has passed on. This time I'm going to show you a couple of things that I would be interesting to see, things I wasn't able to show off the first time around because of choices made, or other little things along the way. I don't know exactly what's going to be in this episode yet because I haven't got that far yet. But I figured I'd show this off because if you don't already have a clone when you get to the point of trying to resurrect Chrono, today you're going to make an exception. Challenge me and I'll give you a clone. The longer you stay in the game, the lower my price. Take the challenge. You still must play or pay the 40 silver points in order to do the game in the first place. The amount of money in terms of G that Beckler charges will go down depending on how much or how long you stay in the game. And that was the wrong one. Yeah, so if you screw up right at the start, again, I always screw up those two emotes for whatever reason. I always think the surprise one is Y, but it's not, it's A. So 30,000 G that way. And if you're not really stupid and screw up the very first move, clone is given for free. Okay, we're back days later and in a completely different area. I've done a little bit of level grinding to get Ayla to just before level 72 to show you guys something. And the other thing I wanted to go over was, well, take a look at Robo's speed. Got 13 speed still, just like he was at the end of the last game, or rather the last playthrough. Now, we're going to skim through this real quick, but I just wanted to, have the evidence right here for you so you can see. But getting the ribbon is not a one-time thing. Robo is able to actually obtain the ribbon more than once. I guess technically he could probably get it unlimited amounts of time, but all he gets from it is speed and magic defense, and well, he got it once and his magic defense is maxed by the time he hits level 70. His speed, on the other hand, you don't have to waste an additional speed tabs on him because he will guarantee to get more speed by the time you finish this fight because, well, it's going to stack on, and when we take a look at him next, he will have max speed. So I'm just going to go through this real quick, and I think I probably already won because that's a lot of crap and damage. Okay, fine. Oh, had to do a perfect 9, didn't it? Well, that was shit. And you're gonna heal. Okay, then I'm gonna heal. I was hoping you'd hit me one more time and I'd at least be able to do some amount of damage. Alright, there we go. Of course, you got one more attack in again. Had to hit the menu just before. 9 again? Really, video game? You really don't like me today, do you? Alright, do one more damn attack already. Thank you. That's going to cut it in half. Not exactly what I want. You know what? Screw it. It's probably enough damage it'll do. Video game, you're not helping. I didn't realize she would do exactly 9 damage with those attacks. That was either ridiculously unlucky or the game realizes that you're probably going to try and cheese this on a New Game Plus, and they decided, well, we're going to prevent you from cheesing it on this one boss. I doubt that's how it works, but anyway. I should have not brought in Luca to show the variation on this scene. It's not substantial, like having Luca here, she does extra that is not normally done. When she's not here, basically nothing happens. Nobody rushes over, and the dialogue is very much the same, just cutting out what Luca says. So yeah, Robo speed is up by 3, magic defense by 10. As we saw, his magic defense was already maxed, but he does indeed get more speed. So yeah, you don't need to waste any additional... Wow, I got it right away this time. Cool. You don't need to waste any additional tabs on him. Please get the tab. Thank you. And we're just going to fight one enemy. Well, okay, we're going to listen to you talk first. Then we're going to fight one enemy, and I will load up menu real quick again just to show you. Ayla, her weapon is the fist. She cannot equip anything else. There are no weapons you can buy or find for her in the entire game. However, that isn't exactly, that's not going to hit everybody. Flare. Everybody dies. Yeah, I've been walking around here with gold studs and using flare and shock to destroy everything in sight. So, yeah. It makes the game go away faster. Damn, that's a lot of damage. You get some experience. Ayla gets a level up. Now, if we take a look at Ayla's weapon, video game, do I have to reload from a save in order for that to trigger? Because at level 72, she's supposed to get access to her next weapon. I'll double check. I'll gain one more level and see. But she does gain new weapons by level up. So I will get the items and kill some enemies, and then I will see you in a moment, which should have been something I already set up. And the game doesn't like me today. Either that or the source that I looked at that said she gains her new weapon at level 72 was wrong. I'm going to go double check both. Okay, now it randomly works. That was weird. I'm not exactly sure why that did that. I didn't do anything else other than transition a room. Maybe that's all it was. But yeah, so yeah, she now has the Iron Fist. Her other weapon is no longer there. I was hoping to show that on a continuous screen without cutting away, but the video game doesn't like me apparently. Maybe it's just transitioning a room that did it. But yeah, she now has access to the Iron Fist. The Iron Fist doesn't up her damage as far as I know any. 255 is the max that she can get. Each character has a different max. I think the max for Robo with the Terra Arm is 215, so he's already maxed out. Frog with the upgraded Masamune, I believe, is 243, so I'm pretty sure that's still right. I do not have Chrono yet on this file for, for looking at different endings still. And I don't have Magus on this file either, again, for different endings. And yeah, Magus is 220 and Chrono's is 254. For whatever reason, everyone can't get to max power. I guess that's just to show the variability between the characters. But if you look at, how much magic stat someone naturally gains over the course of the game, Robo, I haven't given him any magic tabs, has 39. Luca has 79. And I think the only characters that might max by the end are probably Luca, Marley, and Magus. I could be wrong, there could be some other ones as well. But the thing is, the characters that don't normally max out their magic by the end of the game, they're the ones you want to max out their magic. And I will be going over all the different tabs that I get once I finish up the rest of my New Game Plus playthrough. But yeah, the benefits of increasing the amount of magic stat that you have on characters like Robo and Chrono is completely ridiculous, and I will be able to demonstrate that when we face Specchio's final form. Anyway, I will think what I'll do for the rest of this episode is we'll show off all the tabs, and I will show who I'm going to give them to. We max out everyone's speed then. And then maybe we'll face the final form of Specchio and call her a day. Yeah, I think that's probably good. Okay, we're back again. I decided I might as well show this off, this time without Marley. It changes the dynamic of the cutscene just a little bit, not too much. But I figured I'd at least show it off. I like Luca's line of dialogue at the opening of this anyway. You who fear the night and fight the coming of darkness, give us strength. I don't know why. It's the same with, Slayers. Lena Inverse always has her dumb little chants before any of her spells, and I just find them all, very amusing. I just enjoy, like, the stupid, over-the-top hamminess of that kind of dialogue when it comes to a fantasy story like this.
Darkness beyond twilight, crimson beyond blood that flows. Buried in the stream of time is where your power grows. I pledge myself to conquer all the foes who stand before the mighty gift bestowed in my unworthy hand. Let the fools who stand before me be destroyed by the power you and I possess. Dragon Slay!
And this time I'm not going to be super quiet during this cutscene because we've already seen this cutscene, and well, if you want me to give it the respect it deserves, watch the original video on the channel. But yeah, most of the rest of this plays out the same. It's just slightly different dialogue with Luca, and she gets the hug instead of Marley because Marley is no longer in the party. I do not have Magus in the party this time, and this is one of the few times I've gone without Magus because even when I'm going for endings, I almost always recruit him just because he's so much fun as a character to have around. So I do not have him in the party in order to react here. But it's also rather weird because your party is pretty barren at this point. Your party contains, or like, we only have 5 characters right now. Until getting Chrono back here, we will finally get our 6th character back. And without Magus to fill Chrono's role, it is a relatively barren party. There's only one really good party to use at that point because of the lack of synergy around some of the other things. And the party I've been using for quite some time. When I did the level grinding in the Genodome. Or am I thinking something else? No, I'm pretty sure it's Genodome. Might have Super Mario RPG on the brain, but anyway, yeah, it's, I don't know. Chrono's alive, yay! Yeah, the synergy between Luca and Robo is just fantastic as a duo. So having them around is great, and having Ayla around for stealing is pretty much a necessity, doing any of the side events. So pretty much they're the only good choice for a party, in my opinion, especially if you're trying to just burn through stuff really, really fast. I'm not thinking of, like, in terms of, variety in terms of the party. It's more just trying to see, trying to get through stuff as fast as possible, considering that's primarily what a New Game Plus run is for. And we won't save you. I can only imagine what they might have tried to do as far as cutscenes go, with the supposed plan of recruiting a fresh Chrono from the fair. And then I had to. Are you listening? You can be so irritating sometimes. Yeah, he can be. And as far as Chrono's level, or I believe even Magus's level, when you re-recruit them in a New Game Plus, they should rebalance their levels compared to the rest of your characters. And so having Chrono, he is now jumped up, I don't know, 15 levels, 12 levels, something like that, considering where I had him before. But anyway, gives me another option going forward. And, oh yeah, before I forget, the Iron Fist, I meant to mention this. It has a random chance of inflicting the Chaos status. I can't remember how common it is, but there's a lot of enemies that are probably immune to Chaos anyway. For something that you don't get until level 72, it's not really a good deal. It doesn't really affect gameplay in any way. But there is one final weapon. I won't be able to show the transition on this one from, level 95 to 96, because at level 96 is when she gets this one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up, at some point anyway, I'm going to load up my a finished file from years ago where I already have everyone's levels maxed out. But she does indeed get a third weapon at level 96. She doesn't get it for very long, but it's kind of super unhurriedly broken. It's called the Bronze Fist. I'll try and show it off and demonstrate it at some point. But on critical hits, she no longer has a chance to inflict chaos, but her critical hits deal 9,999 damage. No, I'm not shitting you. And this was what was talked about in the developer's room ending, where someone had mentioned, have you managed to deal the 9,999 point strike? It's not the only way to do that in this game. Your best bet if you're trying to deal that amount of damage without this weapon is to use dual techs that are magically based on hench type enemies. Because hench type enemies have no magic defense. They might even have negative magic defense because of how much damage you can deal to them with it. Anyway, that's enough of this. Yeah, we will cut to the end of all of the Black Omens, where I will have even more gear, collecting more things, and all the tabs we could possibly want. Okay, we're back. I found one other thing that I wanted to demonstrate here. Not that it's super important, but it kind of leads into how I'm going to distribute all of the tabs that I have. And I just wanted to kind of go over kind of the basic healing power and the amount of kind of the magic stat of some of our characters. So let's just go over, like, these are kind of your 3 healers. So your base healing spells for the characters. You can kind of see that Robo, even though I haven't given him any boost to his magic attack, has by far the highest healing potential of anyone for single targeting for only 1 MP. His heal beam will actually give us probably, I think it's around 500? Yeah, 450. And of course, Marley doesn't have an option. She's got a 2 MP option for a single targeting, which should probably heal full, yeah. Meaning Cure 2 is basically unnecessary for her, at least once you get here. But look at how weak Frog is by comparison. It's kind of sad because, as you'll see in a moment once I get out of this battle, both characters have the same magic stat, and so that's kind of sad, actually. Now, obviously, he can still deal, or heal max with Cure 2, which, is fine, whatever. But in terms of where you should allocate your magic tabs on subsequent playthroughs, if you decide to do, a bunch of New Game Plus runs, this is pretty much how you should be distributing. Give them to characters that benefit a lot from them. Magic tabs, as far as the amount of damage goes, you can get more damage out of something like a Frog Squash, because I believe it's based on his HP, but it might also have some bearing on his magic. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But yeah, most of his techs don't really deal with his magic stat all that much. Water 2 is his high, magic attack, and it's not very good, to be quite honest. It's not any better than Ice 2, which is the only thing that she's able to put out as well. So if you're looking for pure damage or pure healing, Robo is your guy for sure. He has the highest damage potential of anyone in the game, and if you want someone, to focus your magic tabs on, as you can see, he's got 42 magic right now at level 76. Frog is 4 levels lower at 72, but he has 42 magic as well. And that's the base power difference of Heal Beam versus Heal. So if you're going to use your magic tabs and you're trying to get a better all healing spell, that would be a good way of doing it, is giving them to Robo. Now, if you're playing multiple playthroughs, then you probably have a whack ton of Mega Elixirs, and you can go that route too, and you don't need to worry about that at all. But Robo, for a character who has a relatively low magic stat in the game, has a lot of spells that require him to have a high magic stat in order to take advantage of them. In fact, other than Rocket Punch, Robo Tackle, and Uzi Punch, everything is magic based and relies on his magical attack stat. Meaning that even though Uzi Punch is the highest DPS single tech in the game because of Robo's unique abilities with the Crisis Arm, that's your highest physical damage. But you can make him be really, really powerful with Area Bomb, and even better than that, with Double Bomb. Double Bomb is extremely powerful for the 4 MP that it costs. Well, we have gold studs on, so it's actually more than that. I think it's 12. But either way, the amount of damage you can deal to a lot of enemies as you're going through the Black Omen is between 3,000 and 5,000 at my current levels with my current magic stat. Now, these are the totals of tabs that I've accumulated throughout the game. I'm not 100% sure that I've gotten every single one of them, but as far as power tabs go, I know for sure I did not get the one from the racing game. I didn't bother. It contains a power tab, the racing against Johnny in the future. I didn't bother going after that one because power tabs really aren't necessary. And then I stole one from each of the tubsters, and I went through the Black Omen all three times. Only some of them respawn, like the double encounter doesn't respawn. I think it's only the 2 single encounters that are there each time. So, yeah, whatever. Magic tabs, you can only steal from the aliens in the Black Omen once. They do not respawn, so I stole from them. And then I got everyone that was laid about. And then speed tabs, I'm pretty sure I got all of those that you can get in the game. I may have missed charming one of them. It's possible. I can't remember. Either way, that's approximately what you're looking for. Now with speed tabs, now that we have them, Robo doesn't need them anymore, so we might as well blow them on everybody else who could possibly need them. Which in my case is, I think, just those 2. Luca, I think, might need them too. I know Chronos is already maxed. Let's see here. Nope, everybody else is already maxed. The only one else who needs the speed tabs at this point is Magus, and I don't have him on this particular file. As I was saying though, when it comes to your magic tabs, I would recommend putting them on Robo and Chrono if you're going to give them to anyone. Luca, Magus, those are the other 2 that really work well with the magic stat. And as you can see from Luca, she's probably going to get there by the end of the game, or like by the time we max out her levels anyway. So it's really not beneficial to get them for her. But Chrono and Robo have really high damaging spells. Luminaire, Shock, Area Bomb, etc. And they do benefit from increasing his magic stat. And kind of the main reason why I decided to give them to Chrono first in my first playthrough is 1, as a kid, that's what I did. And 2, it made doing all of the New Game Plus ending a lot easier because he was more powerful and able to end enemies a lot faster. Prism Specs plus all the magic tabs from the first playthrough. And it's really, really powerful. So as far as magic tabs go, because Specchio is in this form, this is the only prize pack I was able to get from him, which contains, I think I already mentioned this, 10 elixirs, a magic tab, a speed tab, and a power tab. But any of the other forms that I could have fought in before, those did not, like I wasn't able to get those rewards because he was never in those forms, because his form is always based on our levels. And one of the things I kind of want to show here is the actual difference in the magic stat on Robo and what it can accomplish if you actually want to use all healing as like one of your ways of healing instead of relying on Mega Elixirs all the time. And the way that works is, now that we've buffed that up, let's see how much our heal beam will do now. And this is all of the magic tabs from one playthrough. So you could have done this on your first playthrough. Imagine Robo at the end of the game, who has almost doubled his healing potential. Think about how much his double bomb will start to do as we max out his stats. Now I'm going to do the same for Frog, and we'll see what kind of production we can get out of that. Alright, and Frog, he was at, of course Robo was at like 450 before, he went up to about 750. Frog was at about 250, he goes up to about 450. So he takes all the magic tabs in the game in order to balance him out with Robo. Okay, and one more thing that I did want to talk about is the whole power tab thing. We got a bunch of power tabs. Now, we're in our, low to mid 70s here as far as levels go. Our power on everyone is maxed out. Now, I have used a few of them on Frog in my original playthrough. I think I split them about 60-40 with Magus getting more of them. But this is why I don't usually bother if using the power tabs on the guys, or even Ayla, because they max out their power stats, by the 70s anyway. So there's not really a whole lot of point in trying to build them up. Now, I got 192 as my attack power for Luca here to demonstrate that it really doesn't. I need to have her in my party. To demonstrate that it doesn't really have any effect on those types of characters that rely more on their hit percentage than their power. In the case of, like, after a certain amount of power, they don't rely on it at all, and it doesn't even help them. It's kind of weird that way. I understand that the hit percentage makes more sense, but whatever. Give all the power tabs to Luca. And our 192 has not changed. It has not helped her one bit in terms of the amount of damage dealt. I don't think it has any bearing on the various damage that the Wonder Shot can provide. I don't think it raises the lower limit of what it can do, because I don't think it has any effect on that. I think it just randomly pulls damage from a damage table. I don't know that for sure, but that's my guess. Yeah, other than that, I have done pretty much everything in this New Game Plus file, and I'm at 12 hours. The only two things that I have yet to do is go and finish up the Rainbow Shell quest and the court case with Marley, and I have done the Sunken Desert, but I have not set Robo back to restore the forest yet. So we haven't done Luca's part of the sequence, and we haven't had the campfire scene. Now, the reason for both of those is they both affect the ending, which we'll be going over next time. We're going to show off all the variants of the mainline ending. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had for today. I know I said I was going to do the new Specchio thing, but yeah, I think this episode's running long enough as is, so next time we will do all the different endings, and then the last episode I believe we will have for this series will be the final form of Specchio with my other party all powered up to max level. Now I need to go figure out and make sure I still have that file, or I have a lot of work to do. Anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.